no journalists. There's none. There's repeaters of the official narrative. Let me give you my definition of a journalist. And it's not really my definition, it's any sensible definition. A journalist takes a situation and takes the official narrative that's coming out from authority, and a proper journalist then looks at what is being said and investigates it to see if it stands up. Not with an agenda, not with a preconceived idea, just dispassionately checks the facts and whether it's true. A proper journalist looks at the contradictions and the things that don't make sense. And
I'd like to welcome y'all to Q City World, and today we talking about...
Let's talk about this whole Kell Brook versus Terence Crawford situation, man. Now this fight right here, y'all, I feel like this fight right here is a mega fight, because I do believe in Kell Brook when he says, you know, certain fighters don't get me up, certain fighters don't turn me on, you know, pause. No, I know you got some shit to say about it, but let me just finish my little take on it. Okay, first of all, before I give you guys my take on what I think about the fight and who do I think is going to win the fight and Kell Brook's chances, let me tell you guys what Kell Brook has been saying, if you guys haven't heard it. Okay, Kell Brook feels like, you know, he can hurt Terence Crawford. He feel like he can beat Terence Crawford. He feel like he has the style to beat Terence Crawford. And let me tell you guys something like this. Let me tell you guys something about Kell. Kell wants another world title at welterweight. Matter of fact, forget wanting. Kell Brook needs another title at welterweight. And I'm one of those guys who believe that Kell Brook, certain fights don't get Kell Brook up. The Safari fight, you know, these little, basically, bum fighters, they're not going to get Kell Brook up. Kell Brook get up, it's like Errol, Spence, Triple G. Even though he lost those fights, you could argue he was up, well, he was up clearly against Triple G, but you could argue he was up against Errol Spence as well. Let's not forget, Kell Brook show up in the big fights. Kell Brook is a former world champion at welterweight. Kell Brook, he didn't have to face Triple G and Errol Spence, y'all. Kell Brook still has one of the best resumes at welterweight right now. Facts, okay? Because he was the first to beat Sean Porter. Sean Porter is a two-time champion at welterweight. He won the belt, okay, he lost it. He beat Devin Alexander, he lost it. But he beat Danny Garcia, a top welterweight. Some people thought he beat Errol Spence. A lot of people thought he beat Keith Thurman. You could argue Kell Brook is the only guy that clearly beat Sean Porter. And the first to do it. So, my thing is, I feel like Kell Brook, skillful-wise and size-wise, he's the biggest opponent that Terence Crawford has faced. Not only the biggest opponent Terence Crawford has faced, skill-wise. Kell Brook has the skills to pay the bills. And how do I know that? Because he has showed us good skills against skillful fighters.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm almost up. I promise you.
No, you good?
Okay. So my thing is, I understand why Terence Crawford is the favorite. Kell Brook has been looking like shit in his last few fights. But Kell Brook turned up for the big moments, yo. Terence Crawford is not going to get the same Kell Brook that faced Safari. He's not going to get that Kell Brook. And I'm still leaning towards Terence Crawford slightly, don't get me wrong. But when it comes down to an upset alert fight, when you have to think of a fight that's an upset, this is that fight. Kell Brook can beat Terence Crawford, yo. Yes, I said it. Holla at your boy.
Hey, man. Terence Crawford, man. You know, Terence Crawford can be hit. We all know that. Terence Crawford don't got the Floyd Mayweather defense. He has got caught by a few fighters. And you seen how Kell Brook even caught Errol Spence. Kell Brook is a warrior. You feel me? I bet you he walk around without a face mask. You dig what I'm saying? Because this dude right here, he don't care. But Kell Brook went out there against GGG when GGG was a killer. You know what I mean? When GGG was in his prime, he went out there. Now Eddie convinced him. And you know what I like about Kell though? Kell wanted to be great, man. Kell wanted to be great. You know what I mean? You gotta want to be great, man. Like Mikey, man. That's why I think Earl beat the shit out of Mikey. But one thing I can say about Mikey Garcia, Mikey wanted to be great, man. Just thinking Mikey did win that. You feel me? And it's not me talking. I know boxing. I ain't even gonna go there. But anyway, Mikey wanted to be great. Kell wanted to be great. You dig what I'm saying? When you want to be great, can't nobody stop you. You feel me? Can't nobody stop you from doing what you want to do. You feel me? Can't nobody stop you from doing what you want to do. You feel me? So I feel like if a boxer ain't fighting the fighters that he want, we got Facebook, Instagram. You can go holler at these boxing channels and like Bill Haney doing. You feel me? Can't nobody control you like that nowadays, dog. You gotta want to be controlled, or you gotta be curved out to where a man can tell you can't get on YouTube or you can't get on Instagram and talk. And if you control like that, you a slave. And I be feeling like these boxers be told they can't speak no more on the situation. Cause I don't even want to get on this situation. But this Bill Haney versus what the dude name is? Gary Russell Jr. Did Gary get a gag? Or somebody put a cork in his mouth or something? Why he couldn't talk no more? See, that's the type of stuff that why I could never be controlled. You feel me? Because can't nobody put no cork in my mouth and tell me I can't say shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody do that, bro. And a lot of these boxers got corks in their mouth where they can't say nothing, can't do nothing. But one thing I can say about Kell Brook, he wanted the greatest fights. He wanted to be legendary. When he moved up to fight GG, it was hard for him to come back down to fight that mandatory. He should have gave that damn IBF belt up. You feel me? And came back and got a warm-up fight at 147, let his eye heal. You know what I mean? They damn near rushed him. They were like, nigga, you went up there and you shouldn't have did it. You know what I mean? Now you got to come back here and defend this IBF title against Errol Spence. And Errol Spence is a beast. And Errol Spence broke the other eye. You feel me? See, he broke his other eye socket. You got to understand, if I'm fighting the fight and I break my fucking hand, you feel me? I might be able to continue or I might not be able to continue. You feel me? That man broke his fucking eye socket. He had to take the knee. You did? So now he come back and he fight. What did he fight his last fights at? 154? You know what I mean? He still ain't recovered from that going all the way up to fight GG to coming to 147. That's the only problem I think he's going to have is trying to make weight. You know what I mean? Against Terence Crawford. But he got a nice fan base. You feel me? He got a better fan base than Terence Crawford. That boy Amir Khan didn't want no smoke with him. You know what I mean? He wanted smoke. See, Amir Khan though, after getting knocked out by Canelo, man, he ain't want to get knocked out no more like that. It was over for that. He was scared. He was curved out. That was a curve out knock. Cause he had heart. See, they should have made the Amir Khan versus. They should have made the Amir Khan versus Kell Brook fight earlier. You know, because I feel like Amir Khan had heart. But when Canelo caught him with that knockout point, that man never been asleep like that. He got knocked out by Danny Garcia, but he ain't go to sleep like that. You feel me? He actually went to sleep. Deep sleep. Canelo had to get on his knees and start praying for the man. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, they messed up that fight. That could have been a legendary fight. And by the time Terence Crawford got Amir Khan, that was damaged good. So Terence Crawford needs this fight. You know what I mean? He could say, yeah, forget Sean Porter. You know what I mean? And I'm going to fight the dude that gave Errol Spence one of the toughest fights he ever fought. Even though I think Sean Porter was one of the toughest fights because Errol Spence fought his fault. Errol Spence didn't fight. Like how Floyd fought Pacquiao. It would have been like Floyd going up in there fighting Pacquiao style. You know what I mean? Floyd held Pacquiao. Floyd outboxed him, outsmarted him. And that's how Sean Porter did. I mean, that's how Kell Brook did Sean Porter. Errol Spence went in that fight with Sean Porter and went toe-to-toe, blow for blow. You feel me? And Sean Porter was missing a lot of them punches he was throwing. I know a lot of people say they think Sean Porter won that fight, but if you watch that fight in slow motion, Sean Porter was missing half of them shots that y'all thought he was landing. You know what I mean? It was just looking good. Errol Spence got better defense than what people recognize and people, you know what I mean, realize. But
what do you think Terrence Crawford's chance?
Huh?
What do you think Kell Brook's chances of beating Terence Crawford?
Hold on, I'm going there, dog. This is a breakdown. We chilling, man. What's the day? Sunday? No, it ain't Sunday. I live a good life. What's the day? Thursday, man. Hey, look, check it out, man. Hey, check it out. I feel like this, man. Not Errol Spence. I think Kell Brook has a great chance of beating Terence Crawford. Because we still, as much as we say this every time, and it depends on how Kell Brook look in this fight. Because if his ass weight drained and, you know what I mean, ain't mentally right, you know what I mean, which I think, like you said, he's going to be mentally prepared and be more hungry, you feel me, and wanting to get this fight. This is a major fight. This could change his life. This could bring him back, you feel me. This could give him the confidence to go out there and fight Errol Spence, you feel me, again. Because I ain't heard that man call out Errol Spence one time after that beating. You dig what I'm saying? And that's kind of weird. You know what I mean? What kind of fighter take an L and don't want their rematch?
No, he did though. Can't be wrong about that. He did. They even got something on Fight Hype. They arguing about the fight. Because we want that rematch.
I ain't know about that. My bad. See, I don't be having time to watch everything. Shout out to Fight Hype. But I'm just saying, man. Like it's just like this, man. Like. I want to see Terence Crawford get in that ring, man. Terence Crawford can't be getting in that ring with just anybody no more, man. We done with that. That last fight, you almost got knocked out in the ring against somebody. We'd have been like, damn, you should have went on here and fought Errol Spence early. We didn't know you were gonna get knocked out by Joe Blow. You feel what I'm saying? Like Terence Crawford playing around, man. And what he don't understand is like. You need that. You need them fights that's gonna motivate you to be better. You feel me? You need that competition that's gonna rise, make you rise and step up other levels. You feel me? You gotta show. You know what I mean? You fighting people that we know you gonna beat. You feel me? I don't care if they're undefeated and they're a top ranked fighter and all that. But Bob Arum ain't got many fighters at 147. So you beat one of his fighters is not impressive to us. You know what I mean? His fighters gotta go make a name. His fighters gotta fight PBC fighters. You feel me? His fighters got to make names. You can't make their names. You got to make you a name. You in the process of building your name. You didn't fight too many great fights at 140 other than Gamboa. I mean, just fighters against fights that we thought you was going to lose. And, oh, man, Terrence going to lose this fight, man. He fighting against this. You know what I mean? You ain't never been in too many fights like that, dog. And that's what we want to see. We want to see the fights, the dangerous fights. You know what I mean? And this is a dangerous fight. This is a real dangerous fight. I mean, we thought Amir Khan had a chance of outboxing you. We thought he had a chance of outboxing you. We thought that who else he fought that was pretty good. We thought we wanted to know how would you better handle getting punched by a big puncher like Jeff Horn. But Jeff Horn really wasn't no big puncher. He was just real aggressive. We wanted to know how you would do that at the 140. That was good come up fights at 147. Now all that arrogant stuff. When people ask you, give you an interview, and they say, we want to see you against Errol Spence? You say, I want to fight everybody. You don't want to fight everybody. You don't want to fight Sean Porter. That's your best friend. You feel what I'm saying? You don't want to fight Keith Thurman because he ain't got no belt. You know what I mean? You want to fight Manny Pacquiao, but Manny Pacquiao ain't even thinking about Errol Spence. Manny Pacquiao ain't even thinking about boxing. Manny Pacquiao trying to be a president. You trying to fight a 40-year-old. You need to be trying to fight what the fans want you to fight, and that's Errol Spence. But you one of them type of people that want to go against the boxing fans. Or, you know what I mean? You got a grudge against the boxing fans. And that's not being a businessman. That's not being smart. You should have signed with Floyd, and Floyd probably could have talked for you. You know what I mean? He should have signed with Floyd Mayweather, man. Because Tank Davis ain't got no personality. Literally none. Floyd Mayweather makes sure that we stay up on, just because we know Floyd is behind it. We know if Tank lose, Floyd gonna be looked at like, nigga, what you doing? You got this little nigga out here fighting, man. You better make sure the little nigga get his shit together, man. Can't be, you know what I mean? We know Floyd put that man on. But this man right here is getting groomed by Bob Arum. And he ain't getting the fights. I hope this fight go down, man. And I got Terence Crawford winning this fight. Cause I think outboxed Kell Brook. But at the end of the day, Kell Brook both eyes has healed. He has got his breakaway from boxing. He wasn't rushing to this. He should be more hungry. That man is smart. You feel me? Terence Crawford is smart. He's going to come in. I mean, not Terence Crawford. Kell Brook is smart, too. He's going to come in this fight with a strategy. When he fought, when he was going to fight Sean Porter, they had the whole strategy. They were like, what we going to do? He's crazy. He's out of control. He fight like a football player. He's going to try to be like a running back trying to get in the end zone. You feel me? You got to hold him and tackle his ass. So you grab his ass after you catch him with your 1-2. You hurt him. Pow, pow, pow. Then grab his ass because you know you finna try to do some stupid shit and he ain't going to be hitting you. Going to be hitting you in the back of the head and missing. You know, but we still going to grab him because him just swinging like that make the fans think that he connected. You know what I mean? Just like when Manny Pacquiao fought your boy, what that nigga name? Tim Bradley, the first fight. It did, I ain't going to lie. When you watch it in slow motion, Tim Bradley was dodging a lot of them punches in the first fight. Even though I think I think Manny Pacquiao could have got the benefit of the doubt on that one though. But I'm just saying, like, he knew the whole. He come in with strategy. So when he come in against Terence Crawford, he's gonna have a great strategy. It's gonna be an excellent fight. He got the power to hurt Terence Crawford. You know what I mean? He done been in there with the elite. He got some of the, you know what I mean? Been in there with some of the hardest punchers in the world. So I know he's gonna be able to handle Terence Crawford punches. It's just if his eyes straight, well, I'm pretty sure that he is. You know what I mean? He's a down there Terminator, bionic man almost. You dig what I'm saying? This man can see 100 miles away. You feel me? He got the zone vision. He can push a button on this motherfucking temple and his vision get closer. You know what I mean? This nigga got new eyes. You dig what I'm saying? Brand new socket. You dig what I'm saying? When he die, his eyes still gonna be working. Nigga, they'll be like, close his eyes. I can't. It's still open. And he looking. You dig? I'm fucking with you. I'm done though, man. That's it, man. That's all I gotta say about that. I think it's gonna be a great fight though.
And you know, I agree with that 1,000%. And that's my thought. I haven't get my thoughts on that. Because well, let me say one thing. The real person that put
your phone real low, bro.
Oh no, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I said the real person that put St. Davis on is Adrian Broner though. But they ain't got nothing to do with the company.
Man, Adrian Broner ain't put. Adrian Broner never put. He did. All right, he did in the underground. Well, I'm talking about mainstream. But you right, he did in the underground. Well, he put him on though. I give AB his credit because if I go introduce you to somebody and you get on off of them, you feel me? Yeah, you right. Respect, dude. Adrian Broner put Tank Davis on.
That's it, though. Well, you know, we can talk about that another video.
I was talking about Tank, but yeah, I was going off. I went on a whole new world. But that's my breakdown, though. I mean, just the everybody gotta get their own type of breakdowns, though. I ain't finna get the same type of breakdowns all the time as everybody else.
You can't do the same thing. It'll be boring.
Do me, man. I gotta be original. That's all I understand. That's how I see the fight. Yeah. You done on that topic, Lower?
No journalism. There's none. There's repeaters of the official narrative. Let me give you my definition of a journalist. And it's not really my definition, it's any sensible definition. A journalist takes a situation and takes the official narrative that's coming out from authority. And a proper journalist then looks at what is being said and investigates it to see if it stands up. Not with an agenda, not with a preconceived idea, just dispassionately checks the facts and whether it's true. A proper journalist looks at the contradictions and the things that don't make sense and investigate them.